Your first draft is not your final draft. That's your problem. That's it right there. I could end the video. But seriously, that's your problem. Your first draft is not your final draft. You have to remember that because I have to remind myself sometimes. And that's literally why I be frustrated sometimes with the first draft. Because especially since there's parts when you're writing your first draft and you know it's not that good. It's trash. It's literally trash and you know it. But you're like telling yourself, or you're trying to tell yourself that, like, okay, well, this is the first draft. I just need to keep moving forward, keep letting out the details of what I want for these characters, the plot, the environment, everything. And then I'll get back into and edit it for the second draft. But no, that's not how it goes. We get frustrated, we get mad. We're like, damn, this sucks. Like, can I even write this? Like, why is this story not coming out as how I envision it in my brain? And that's because you keep forgetting that your first draft is not your final draft. So I'm here to make this video to remind you that your first draft is not your final draft. You'll put up a counter to see how many times I'm going to say that in this video. But seriously, it's super important. That's why I keep saying it. And another thing I want to mention here is, when we write out our outlines, we are like thinking like, yo, this is the blueprint, like step by step blueprint of how I'm going to write out my story. And that's not what an outline is for. An outline is not a blueprint. It's a guide. It's supposed to be guiding you. Expect changes from the outline. Like, heck, I think from my story, I changed maybe like, I want to say 60, now like 40% of the story changed from my outline. And that's what you should expect, honestly. Like, change is gonna happen regardless. So don't put so much emphasis on the outline of like making it as detailed as possible, or like trying to over prepare for the first draft, because like the first draft is like the first battle in the war. Think of it that way. Like, it's the first battle in a long drawn out war. And there's going to be multiple battles. There's going to be other battles. So because you lost this first battle, you think you lost the war, not knowing that the war is something that is going to be multiple battles. Second draft, third draft, fourth draft, however drafts it takes. But yeah, that's literally what you need to remember. So your first draft is not the final draft. You might have lost the battle, but you haven't lost the war. So that's something to keep in mind of. And another thing, end the debate of editing your first draft or writing your first draft during the process. Like, you're gonna have to choose between, you either gonna be writing it out from beginning to end, or you're gonna stop and you're gonna be editing your first draft. Just have it as two separate sessions. Like, just make a commitment. Like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on writing this draft from beginning to end, and then I could turn on my critique, my editing mode, whatever mode is required for me to like fix the mess that I just created. Like, you have to decide and you have to commit to that. That's the message to myself. You have to commit it. Like, you're almost there. You're almost done with the draft. Like, wait until it's done and then you can edit all the mess that you've seen along the way. So yeah, just remember, your first draft is not your final draft. That's all you need to take from this video. So yeah. I hope this reminder helps you at all, because I certainly needed it for myself. But yeah, if you feel like your outline, you're stuck with it, you need feedback, ideas, suggestions, anything like that, like, anything to do with like making sure that you feel fully prepared for your first draft, you could click the link down below to set up a consultation call with me. And then I could give you suggestions, feedback, ask you questions. We could go over it together to bring out clarity in your mind. Like, okay, I think I'm ready to start drafting out my story. So you could click the link down below for that. Also, you could watch a video here or there. and I will send you to a video explaining my consultation calls and how it works, everything like that. So yeah, remember, this is all you need to take away from this video. Your first draft is not your final draft. You just have to remember that. That's all. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.